Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out the video. Now, this video is going to be talking about Miguel Cotto versus Daniel Geale, the catchweight fight taking place in New York City. Now, let's first start off with Daniel Geale. A lot of American fans know him after his fight against Gennady Golovkin, in which he was disposed of early in that fight. But when I look at Daniel Geale, I see a guy who is durable. He's a guy who likes to throw a ton of punches, and on the inside, he has effective uppercuts when he decides to use that punch. He's also a guy who's campaigned at 160 for quite a while. Notable names on his resume: Felix Sturm, Darren Barker, Usman Adama, Anthony Mundine, and also you could even say Jared Fletcher. Really, just some names at 160 pounds that Daniel Geale has fought against, and he's a tough guy. Now, when you look at Miguel Cotto going into this fight, you see a guy who, under Freddie Roach, has really got back to that left hook to the body, which is a vicious weapon that Miguel Cotto uses, and in my opinion, that's his best punch. He's also a guy who works off his jab at points. He uses his right hand, left hook to the head, and once again, excellent body work in general. And Miguel Cotto also has some footwork as well. He bounces out the balls with his feet. Some people tend to think of Miguel Cotto as like a slow-footed, flat-footed fighter, which I would disagree with. So that was just definitely a point I wanted to make about this fight. Now, Miguel Cotto in this matchup has the advantage of being the more experienced fighter of the two. I believe that Miguel Cotto, actually, in my opinion, might hold more of the power advantage in this fight. And I also believe he works the body better than Daniel Geale does, in my opinion. Now, when you look at Daniel Geale and the advantages he has in this fight, he is a more natural 160-pound fighter. Miguel Cotto is not a 160-pound fighter, regardless if he's a champion. He is too small for that weight class. And Cotto's also been in a ton of wars over his career, been in some punishing fights. So I definitely think that Daniel Geale is the more fresher fighter, in my opinion, of the two. Um, but ultimately, I believe that this fight will go to decision. I believe Miguel Cotto will win this fight. I think that Daniel Geale might have some success at points of this matchup, but I believe Miguel Cotto wins a fair and unanimous decision in this fight. And hopefully, after this fight, we get to see a fight with Miguel Cotto and Canelo Alvarez. I'd love to see that fight. And Cotto, recently, a lot of people are talking about him, and he's focusing a lot on money rather than the big name fights and dangerous fights. And I understand Cotto's point of view. He's been boxing for quite a number of years. Boxing is a very brutal sport. He's trying to support his family, etc., etc. But when you're the champion at 160 pounds, and you're basically saying that Golovkin has to wait in line, this and that, but yet you're fighting Daniel Geale, who Gennady Golovkin defeated early on in his fight. So you can't really justify not fighting Golovkin when you're fighting Daniel Geale, a guy who Gennady Golovkin disposed of easily. And also, Canelo Alvarez would draw huge money. And I believe that will be the next fight. Make no mistake about it. Miguel Cotto is not afraid of Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. Um, and I think that's a much safer matchup than Miguel Cotto versus Gennady Golovkin. Just my take on that fight. And Miguel Cotto is too small, 160 pounds. So I maybe like to see him fight Canelo and, I don't know, maybe step down a weight class, or I don't know. That's just my opinion on Cotto. If he doesn't want to fight against Golovkin, then relinquish the title, or fight at 154 or something along those lines. But I have the utmost respect for Miguel Cotto. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. I will always support him, but I just don't agree with what's going on right now in the middleweight division. Hopefully, we get the fight though versus Canelo Alvarez. Anyways, guys, let me know your opinion on the Daniel Geale Miguel Cotto fight. Who do you guys got winning this matchup? And yeah, who you guys want to see Miguel Cotto fight next if he wins this matchup versus Daniel Geale? Thank you very much, guys, for tuning into the video. Once again, much appreciated.